Hey everybody, Real Estate Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. I got a very interesting story about a non-traditional trend that is sweeping the country right now. It's just in its early infancy stages, but as the media comes out and shares it, I think more and more people are going to begin to buy homes this way, and I want to warn them, okay? Because there's some pitfalls here, but it's a very interesting thing. And you always see these kind of trends hitting at the peak of a market when buyers are frustrated, they cannot find the house that they can afford, so they stretch out and they try and do things that they normally wouldn't do, but just in order to get into that house. So let's go ahead and dive in right now. It says a non-traditional trend to buying a home is gaining momentum. Valley friends take an unconventional route by buying a home together and see success. This is happening in Phoenix. It's a path that's not traditional and it's gaining speed in the housing market. A recent Zillow study suggests more prospective buyers are leaning towards buying a home with a friend or a relative, someone who is not a spouse or a partner. The survey found that 19% of prospective home buyers plan to buy with a friend or a relative in the next 12 months. Housing affordability and qualifying for a mortgage were cited as the top reasons for taking this path. Let me stop right there. Guys, I'm going to put a link to the 80% off discount for the real estate crash course. And the reason why is because people need to understand where they are with real estate. The reason why people are having to make these kind of concessions and cannot afford the home on their own is because not only is the mortgage interest too high, the price of the house is too high, but now you have a new problem. Banks are restricting how much and who they give money to buy a house. And that should be a number one sign that we're at the top of a market, that this market is not going to continually go up. Markets go up, markets go down. The problem is this time it's going to be going down hard and going down fast. And so people are making these concessions to join as partners on properties because they could barely afford it by themselves, right? Or they can't afford it. And then they could probably barely afford it with a partner, but that could get dangerous. We're going to talk about that in a second. It says the trend is happening as the median selling price for homes in Maricopa County is about $477,000, a nearly 18% increase in this last year. Alexandra Jones found that affording a home of her own at just 24 years old was easier to accomplish when buying with a friend. And she says here, doing it as young as you can. I know it's scary, Jones said. We used a down payment assistance program to start. Think about that. They can't even afford the down payment on their own. Now, let me tell you something. When I was 24 years old, I was just starting out in real estate, but the good news is I was buying at the bottom. I was buying right after the .com collapse happened, as mortgage rates came down to some historical lows, and I started buying all the way up. And then guess what? I sold almost right before the peak top, before the total insanity hit. And then I had the money for the next cycle. And that is what I want to teach you people to do, because think about it. When people can't even afford the down payment, you know you're at the top, and it gets really exciting. Now, let me stop right here and share this with you. If you're going to do this, you need to protect yourself. First off, do not get into a business relationship with someone that cannot bring in an equal amount of the money. I mean, that's very scary. And if they can't and you still want to do that, make sure you have all of your legal T's crossed, your I's dotted. Look into an entity, putting your money properly, but seek legal and tax advice totally about this. But partners can be the total downfall or the total success of any project. And you need to know that. It's either one or the other. One thing also is to make sure that you don't enter into any contracts with a partner where they can push some kind of crazy acceleration clause on you, to where if you're at a weak moment in life financially, they could turn around and take the property from you. That is number one. I'm putting a lesson on that in the real estate course, because people in the beginning are exuberant and excited about just being able to buy something. But think about these two friends that bought something in this news story, and they're barely making it. And now, what happens if one of them loses their job? Can the other one now make the entire payment? What kind of emergency backup plan do they have, or savings account for emergency funds do they have? How many times have you ever been involved in a partnership where one partner is the strong one financially and the other one is not? I think it's time for people to realize the top, and we are there right now, and get ready, because in the next 2 years, you are going to see amazing sales on real estate. And it doesn't matter if the Fed lowers rates tomorrow. Why? Because the damage has already begun. But guess what? The Fed's not going to lower rates tomorrow. They're going to continue to raise them. They keep making sure that you know it. So the pain is going to go, ratchet it up even more and more until it snaps. And then the Fed will wait, and then they'll lower rates. And that's what I want you doing right back then. When they start to lower rates, that's when you're like, this is it. And by then, The people that couldn't afford a home by themselves and went and got partners to go and got government assistance loans, they're gonna be handing those houses back to the banks. I'm trying to warn as many people as I can, but it's just so darn hard to do it when you just can't get the word out quick enough, because markets change fast. It may not seem fast to you, but when it happens, it'll seem like a blink of an eye, even though it took 6 months to a year to change the consumer sentiment when it comes to real estate. All right, guys, if this is your first time to Real Estate Ninja, please, if you like this kind of content, hit the thumbs up. Totally helps me out and gets you in the same community of like-minded thinkers. All right, guys, that being said, the Real Estate Ninja is out.